Hey, how's it going? All right. Apologize for my disheveled look, but I just woke up a little while ago. The reason I'm making this video is I had a very interesting dream, so I figured I would share that with you. I can usually tell when the dream is, more than just a dream, maybe something I'm supposed to learn from, like a vision or whatever. But you can be Joseph on this one, so I'll ask you to interpret it. I got my own ideas, but that wouldn't be any fun if I told you that. So let's go ahead and we'll get into it. So the dream, um, it's kind of weird because I'm a vegan, so I wouldn't ride a horse. But I think, I was riding a horse, and there was this little dog like running beside me. I guess like I was riding on the horse, which I wouldn't do, but I was riding on the horse, and there was like this little dog right behind me or beside me, I guess. I think he was like a little white with black spots or something. He looked like a pointer, maybe like I don't know, like a hunting dog or whatever, like a little pointer. And he was just kind of running beside me. He looked like cute and fluffy. He didn't look like super aggressive or anything. But he was running beside me, and we were going somewhere. I don't know where. We're on this road, like a little dirt road, I guess it was. And there was like grass on the side. I'm not really sure how tall it was, but there was like grass over there, and then there was a wood line. So there was the line of woods, and there was like some little grass there. I had the little dog beside me. I was on the horse. We were going that way. And as we're riding, I look over, and there's like this injured dog, and it's got like a blue bandana on its head. So I don't know, it was injured. And for whatever reason, I was thinking like, when I drive by cars that are broken down, I'll pull over, and check on them and see what's going on. So I'm riding, and there's this dog. I think the first one was like running. I could tell he was injured, but he was like running, like limping or whatever, towards the woods. He was going that way. So I'm going, the dog with the blue bandana, he's like kind of limping but running, towards the woods, almost like something attacked him. I don't know what. And as I'm riding, he's getting to the wood line, and I'm thinking like, oh, I should kind of like, I should pull over and check on him. But he was almost to the wood line, and I was going this way, and he was going that way. So there's no way I could have like got him or got to him. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not gonna be able to catch this thing. He's upset. He's running. We'll just keep going. I don't have time to stop for him because I'm not gonna find him anyway. So we keep going, and then like after a short while, not long, I see like another one. It's another one of these dogs, and he's got like this blue bandana on, which is weird. I don't know if they just got back from the groomer or what happened there, but he's going this way. So I'm riding. I'm going this way. Woods are over here, a little bit of grass, shrubs or whatever, grassland. And then there's this second dog. So it's weird. I just saw this first dog with the blue bandana, injured but running, going into the woods, like right to the wood line. He's about to go in, which is why I didn't stop. Probably couldn't find him. Now I see another dog with another blue bandana on, and this one's going toward. They're all going towards the woods. So I'm going this way. All the dogs with the blue bandanas are going that way. Gave away some of the story. So this is the second one, and he's like, I think he's injured too, right? But he's going slower, right? So this guy's going slower, and he's like walking slower towards the wood line. They're all going towards the woods for whatever reason. I don't stop for this one either. Maybe just because I'm so weirded out, because I'm like, I just saw one dog with a blue bandana on going into the woods. Now I see another one. He's injured too, and he's going into the woods, walking a little slower. But I'm starting to, I guess, get worried because I got this dog with me, this pointer dog, and he's just running around. He's free running next to the horse that I'm on, and we're going this way. So I'm starting to think this is strange. You don't usually see a dog with a blue bandana on, much less two in the same day. And these were in not far from each other. Like, this wasn't a long distance between one to the other. If I had to guess, I don't know, 100 yards, 200 yards, something like that. Not very far. So close enough to where it was odd, and they had blue bandanas. So it's like maybe they belong to the same person. I don't know. So I keep going, and I'm thinking about it, like, oh, that's so strange. Then there's another dog. And this other dog, they're all going towards the woods for whatever reason. But those were the only two. The only two injured ones are the ones that I talked about. I don't think the rest of these dogs are injured at all, especially when you see what happens later. So this third dog, and they're all like, at least, maybe not the first two. The first two seemed like they were less aggressive type dogs, like golden retrievers or something like that. So they didn't seem like aggressive. They thought like they were maybe like the victims. But then all the rest of the dogs, they're all like Alaskan Malamute types or like wolf types or like, working breeds. Dogs that look like they can get things done. They're not pointers and they're not like lap dogs and chihuahuas, nothing like that. These dogs look like they were kind of like working breeds, like German shepherds and all those other types, the types they use for like police work and stuff like that. So, but they're all walking towards the woods. They're all walking that way, and I'm going this way. And it's so strange because I keep seeing them, and they all got blue bandanas on, which is very odd. You don't usually see dogs with bandanas on, much less the same color, all walking the same direction into the woods. It's quite strange. So as I'm going, the first two dogs were injured, and they were like different breeds. They were like more friendly breeds, kind of like the pointer or whatever, things you wouldn't think of like an attack dog. But the rest of these dogs are all like German shepherds and Alaskan Malamutes and wolves and like stuff like that, like things that could, put some work in if they had to. So they're all walking that way, and I keep going, and like every, I don't know, probably like 200, 300 yards, maybe like 200 yards, I don't know, but like a short distance, I keep seeing these dogs, and they're all walking that way. But only the first two were injured, and they were like different breeds. These are all like working breeds, and they're all walking. I'm like, what is going on? I don't even know where I'm going, but I'm on this horse that I wouldn't be on. But I'm on this horse, and I've got a dog with me. Probably wouldn't have a dog because of my issues with cats and what we got to feed them and all that. So it's me and the pointer dog, and we're going this way, and I keep seeing all of these dogs with these blue bandanas on walking towards the woods. I don't know what's going on. So I keep going, and it keeps getting stranger because I got the first two injured dogs. Then I got this other dog. Like, then they start turning into like working breeds. So that dog, and then I keep seeing them, and it's after the same exact interval all the time. It's always the same. It's like maybe 200 feet, I see another one going that way, another one going that way. So I just keep going down the road, and it keeps getting stranger because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. At the time, I wasn't even thinking why I'm on the horse because it's just a dream, right? So you don't really think like that way. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what are all these dogs doing? Why do they all have blue bandanas on? This is very, very strange. So I keep going, and this, I don't know exactly how many dogs this was. Maybe 10, I don't know. But it was weird because I keep seeing them over and over and over. And they're all just walking that way with blue bandanas on. Nothing else, no vest or anything. Just a blue bandana going towards the woods. And I can't figure out what's going on. And then eventually, I get wherever I'm going. And I guess I hopped off the horse. I don't remember doing that. But then I look over, and the horse is there. I think he's like a black and white horse. From what I can remember, I think that's what he was. He wasn't, I don't think he was solid black. He was like black and white, like a swirl kind of thing. And he's there. And then the pointer dog is over there. So they're kind of like over this way. And then all of a sudden, all of these dogs come and attack. All of them. I don't think I saw the two injured dogs. Not that I remember. But all of like those working breeds, like the German Shepherds and the Alaskan Malamutes and whatever, all those like working breed type dogs, ones that you would use for like police work, they're all over there attacking and devouring, like destroying this horse and this pointer dog. I mean, just tearing them to pieces. It wasn't too bloody, thankfully, because I woke up, I like snapped out of it because it was so scary. But I just remember like this pile of dogs like attacking this horse, and like the horse is like, I don't know what you call it with a horse, but when they get back on there, they're like, "Arr!" And they're up in the air, like they're freaked out, and they're jumping kind of into the air. And these dogs are just circling it, just attacking it and biting it all over. I don't know what that was all about, but that horse that I was on got destroyed. And the same thing with that pointer dog, they got eaten to pieces. So it was very weird. So you can be Joseph on this one, you can interpret it. But I don't know, these dogs with these blue bandanas, like, I guess what's important is like they were all working together. I think those first two animals maybe were trying to get me to get off the horse. So the ones that were appearing to be injured and were appearing to be like, docile and they weren't going to harm anybody, I think maybe they were trying to get me to get off the horse. I don't know. But either way, the other breeds that I saw, those working breeds, I guess they turned out to be like hunting dogs or catch dogs or whatever they call them. I used to know people when I grew up, they hunted pigs with catch dogs. It was disgusting. they would use, and they like latch onto their ears, and then they would shoot them or stab them or whatever horrible things they did to them, killed them, chopped their bodies up, and then rubbed the blood all over their children. Something super civilized like that. But yeah, so all the other animals, the ones that I saw, looked like working breeds, like almost like catch dogs or something like that. And then I got off the horse whenever I got where I was going, and they just absolutely destroyed this horse and this pointer dog. So they were pack animals. Let me bring this over. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, so they were acting like this. You know, they were like these carnivorous pack hunter dogs, like these predatory animals, and they were hunting cooperatively. Now, why they were walking toward the woods, I don't know. I'm not sure. Those first two animals, were they working with the other dogs? Maybe. Maybe they were trying to get me to get off the horse by pretending to be injured so that I would get off the horse and be an easier target. That's possible. Maybe. You know, maybe those were the dogs that were like trying to get me to slow down and hop off the horse and distract me so the other dogs could attack me. That's possible. Because when I finally got off the horse, and it wasn't because of the two decoys, but when I finally got off the horse, they got absolutely destroyed, both of them. The little dog I had with me, the pointer dog, and also the horse. The last thing I remember, he was like, whatever that term is, and he was back on his hind legs, and he was freaking out. And these dogs are all just around and just attacking it. I mean, the horse was gone. The dog I was with was gone. They were going to destroy it. There was too many of them, and they were ferocious. So they were acting like this, like they were acting like wolves. Like wolves or lions, like all of these animals. I don't know why God made them like this, because it's a horrible life. They have to kill to survive. It's nasty. Like, thou shalt not kill. We're not supposed to kill. Like in a perfect incarnation, a perfect being, like you wouldn't kill anything. But these animals, for whatever reason, they're forced to kill. If they don't kill, they die. It's a horrible way to live. So like wolves, lions, orcas, what do we got? Dolphins. As cute as dolphins are, they have to kill to survive. It's a poor design. They're not designed well. Very cool animals, very high intellect from what I hear. Look at them playing with the ball. Like very high intellect. They look cute. We love them. Just like these cats, you know? These cats, they're cute and they're cuddly because of how big we are and how small they are. But I assure you, if Libra was as big as a lion, she wouldn't look so cute to me. I'd probably be running for my life, and she'd be trying to kill me and eat me because she doesn't know any better. Like some of us, she just doesn't know any better. So and to be quite honest, to be fair, as far as I understand, these animals here, they're obligate carnivores. Like they don't have a choice. Like the way God designed them, they don't have a choice. The wolves, they eat what they eat. The lions do. And it's weird because they all kind of keep down the populations of the other ones. Like the way it was designed, the wolves take care of other animals in the area, and the lions take care of other animals. And, you know, if you ask like a zoologist, I think that's the right term, to explain that, they would explain it to you, well, that's how they kind of keep the ecosystems in check. You know, the wolves keep down certain populations of whatever, and the lions keep down certain populations. So orcas, same thing. So if you ask like a zoologist or specialist to explain that, I'm sure they could explain that. But it doesn't subtract from the fact that they have to kill to live. Like they can't be herbivores. Like these animals are killers. No matter how you look at it, and you can say, oh, well, that's how God designed them. Yeah. For whatever reason in this place, you know, in this very, very imperfect place, yes, these poor animals have to kill to survive. And it's very unfortunate. You know, you say, oh, dolphins are so cute. Everyone likes dolphins. Even spotted hyenas, they look so cute. Yeah, they do. Until they're chomping on your arm and snapping your bones. And you can hear your bones like just shattering because hyenas have like very strong jaws. Wild dogs, that's basically what I was dealing with in my dream. They were like wild dogs. They were just destroying that horse and that dog. It was awful. And when you see it, it's horrible. Like you can see cute pictures of animals and cute pictures, even cats, like cute pictures of cats. But when you see them actually hunt something, and like a squirrel, like something nice and cute like that, when you see it and they're just like grabbing his neck and like ripping the veins out, and there's blood going everywhere, and the animals are screaming and it's just tearing them up. It's not cute. It's absolutely disgusting. Imagine if you saw a human being just walk up, right? like some kind of vampire, just walks up on somebody and just like takes a huge chunk out of their throat. Just like, it's just like blood going everywhere. The person's screaming. That's not cute. That's not a fun process. And one of those two people in that situation is not enjoying it at all. And they are absolutely terrified while they're getting killed. And it would be horrific. So lions, cute baby lion cubs, cats, yes, they look cute. They seem really cute until they're killing you. And they're tearing your throat out. Or they're biting your limbs, right? Or they're biting your face, everything. It's horrific. Wolves, they look pretty. You take a picture of them. I think I even used to have a bedspread that had some wolves on it. They look majestic and pretty. And they are in a picture. Like this wolf here looks cute in the picture. Until that thing gets hungry. And it's looking at you and you're the only thing to eat. And it kills you in a very horrific way. That's got to be a horrible way to die, getting eaten. That has to be horrific. I can't imagine it. Orcas, killer whales, dolphins. That's a strange one, right? Dolphins look so cute. Spotted hyenas, wild dogs. Allosaurus. I don't even know what that is. I've never even heard of that. I'm not even sure if that's a real dinosaur. But apparently they hunted in packs. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. That thing looks like it could do some damage. Not even going to try to pronounce that. Nile crocodiles and humans, oddly enough. So we're on a very, very bad list here. These are all animals, except for the one at the bottom, oddly enough. All of these other ones are obligate carnivores. They don't have a choice. They have to play the bad guy all the time because God designed them like that, incarnated them in those bodies. I don't know why. But we're here. This is clearly not the top floor, right? This is not heaven. Down here, horrible things happen every single day. Rape, murder, greed, envy, lust, fornication, adultery, all kinds of horrific things, right? Avarice, all of them, everything. Pride, out of control, pride everywhere. But everything here, a lot of it is bad because bad things are allowed to happen here, and they happen every single day as a consequence of our sin and our decisions that we make while we're here in these bodies. But out of all these animals here, these animals that do very bad things, if you don't believe me, like even I like animals. I'm an animal lover. I'm a vegan, right? I don't want anything bad to happen to them, but I will agree that their design is flawed. And maybe, all of us are, actually, if you think about it, we're all here. So we're all flawed. So just add them to the list. But they're flawed even more, in my opinion, because of what they have to do to eat. Thankfully, I don't have to run around tearing out someone's throat with my teeth and then like chewing up their body parts without cooking them. It's disgusting. I couldn't imagine doing it. But all these animals here, they have to do that. They don't have a choice. And like I said, everyone here is flawed. So I don't think we're any better or any, probably worse actually, because they don't know any better. So even though what they do is horrible, they don't really know any better. They're running off strictly instinct. We have like a higher intellect. We have agency. So of all these animals here, there's only one that can choose to be an herbivore. And that is the human being at the bottom. This one down here decides that it wants to act like a crocodile its whole life, and an allosaurus, and a hyena, and a dolphin, even though they're cute. Orcas, lions, wolves. That's how this species down here operates. These humans, they operate like that. And they justify it by saying, well, the crocodiles do it. So if the crocodiles do it, it should be okay if I do it as a human being. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because a human being is not an allosaurus, whatever that is. And a human being is hopefully not a hyena, even though we act like them, right? Human beings, unfortunately, act like killer whales and lions and wolves. A lot of us, look at our diet. You might not, maybe you don't go kill it, right? But you're paying someone to kill it. You're paying the hitman. Just like my brother in the hospital the other day. I won't even get into the hospital food. Maybe I'll make a separate video about that. I don't want to get off topic. That'll take forever. But he's in the hospital, and they bring him this gigantic dead cow, murdered cow, on a bun. And this burger has got to be this thick. It's huge. This is way bigger than any burger I've seen at like any like normal restaurant, right? Unless it's one of those restaurants where you're trying to be such a glutton that they give you a T-shirt to glorify your sin on the way out the door. It's almost that big. This thing is almost like a T-shirt worthy hamburger that he got in a hospital with fries with ketchup on there. And he's eating this thing in a hospital bed. And he's not a skinny guy. He's got gluttony issues for sure. There's no question about that. He's lost a lot of weight. He's actually down about 65 pounds from his biggest, which was outrageous. But on a positive note, he is down like 65 pounds. So I have high hopes for him. But not eating like that. Not eating a murdered cow that is so big that looks like you should honestly get a T-shirt for finishing this thing to glorify your sin of eating this murdered animal. I think the shirt just signifies that you ate something and were an absolute glutton that one day. I would guess that if you wear a shirt like that, or if you've ever earned one, that you probably eat like that every day or close to it. And it doesn't even account for the murdered animal. But he ate this animal and he didn't kill the cow. I don't think he's got it in him, to be quite honest. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like him. If I were to give him a sword, and they're like, oh, what do you want to have for dinner, sir, or lunch? What do you want to have for lunch, sir? Oh, I'll take this gigantic hamburger here. Okay, cool. And they just come and hand you a sword. I'm like, what? I want a hamburger. Why'd you give me a sword? Oh, well, we believe in like farm to table. So here's a clear raincoat. Go ahead and put that on. And I'll bring the cow in. And from the hospital bed, you can take the sword and you can just cut its head off. And then we'll, chop the body up right here. We'll fillet it, get the skin off and all the cartilage and all that disgusting crap. And we'll squeegee all the blood out of the hospital room. And then we'll cook it up right next to you. And then we'll put it on the bun. And you can eat it. All that's going to happen in the hospital room somehow. So you can imagine if people were connected with the murder like that. Not only that, like they're going to tell you the cow's name. They're going to bring the cow in, walk the cow over to you, let you pet him on the nose and see how nice he is. And I think, here, just a second. Yeah, it's an herbivore. So, right? Look at this. The cow, the one you're killing and murdering and eating its body, it's an herbivore. These are the good animals. These are the animals that I think God likes because these animals don't have to murder every single day to survive. These animals, in my opinion, are kind of perfect. These are like the ideal animals, in my opinion. They don't hurt anything. They don't try to. Maybe they step on ants or something. I know. I'm sure we all step on ants. But God made them that small, not me. So look at this. Like the cow you're eating, the cow was an herbivore. It didn't hurt anybody. It's just trying to live. It's just living its existence. It's in that incarnated body and it's just doing its thing. It doesn't know any better. And then someone who shouldn't be eating a hamburger anyway orders this ginormous patty of dead, murdered cow in a hospital, right? Where a lot of those people in the hospital, guess why they're there? Because they've been putting that crap in their body their entire lives. All that cholesterol and nasty, disgusting, murdered flesh, right? And sin has consequences here. So you're putting all that crap in your body, all in your veins and all that. Think of how distressed and angry those animals were when they were getting killed and scared and fearful and terrorized. All of that's in that meat that you're eating. So he's eating this hamburger, but he's not thinking, right? Just like my mom, she doesn't think about it. You're not connecting it, right? They purposely hide this from you on purpose. Do you think they're going to put 24-hour live feed videos of a slaughterhouse and put that on television? Or show you commercials of these animals getting killed and gassed and however else they kill them and pneumatic drills, whatever they're doing? They're not going to show you that because they want to keep making money off the murder. And they want to keep feeding you this crap, right? They don't want you to see it. If you saw it, you wouldn't eat it. Your kids wouldn't eat it, right? Next time your kids want chicken nuggets, oh, you want chicken nuggets? They're so cute. Yeah, the chicken nuggets are so good. Cool. I'll bring you a chicken. So your little kids can then cut its throat and watch it flap around and fly blood all over the place and feathers and everything. And when it finally dies, they can pull the fur off and do all that. I don't know how these people work in these facilities. These slaughterhouses, I have no idea how you sleep at night. To be quite honest, I hope you don't know any better, but you really should. It's like a murder scene every day they walk into. I can't imagine what their mentality is like how they go home at night. I don't understand it. That would be hell for me. Make me work in a slaughterhouse? That's my version of hell. But somehow they do it. I don't know how they do it. But just imagine, like, your kids say, oh, I want some chicken nuggets. Oh, okay. And then you bring them a chicken and a knife. And they have to cut that chicken's head off and watch it run around and squirt blood everywhere and then die horrifically on the ground. And finally, like, breathe like its last breath. And then they're going to have to, like, take that knife and cut it open and get all the flesh out and prepared. How many of your kids would eat chicken nuggets then? All right? They're sitting there with that clear, like, raincoat on, just covered in blood, with a knife in their hand. And, oh, you want some chicken nuggets? No. Yeah, exactly, because you're disconnected from the process. But, so these are the bad animals here. All except for the one at the bottom don't know any better. All of these animals, they're just doing what God programmed them to do, what's in their DNA. It's just, they're just doing what they do now, just pure instinct, what they do. Allosaurus, crocs, not going to pronounce that one. Wild dogs, spotted hyenas, and then humans, of all things. All right, the one species on this list that knows better, they know they're not supposed to murder. Right? God gave us the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill. How many times was that violated in the Old Testament alone? Heck, right after even before they even got him, I think. He came down off the hill. Moses comes down off the hill and they're worshiping this golden idol that they made because they couldn't wait for Moses. They couldn't wait 40 days. So they started putting together, they got all the gold together and they made this golden calf and started worshiping this thing. And then he gets upset and they end up killing like 3,000 people. He's literally got the tablets in his hand, right? God wrote these tablets. It says, thou shalt not kill. They come down off the mountain. They get upset because these guys are worshiping a golden calf. And I think they killed like 3,000 of their own people, right? Their own Israelites. They killed them because they worshiped a golden calf. They worshiped a false god, right? You're not supposed to have idols. No one before God, right? You're supposed to worship God and God alone. And they're down here worshiping this golden calf that they made with this loot that they took from the Egyptians. So Moses gets upset. They end up killing 3,000 of their own, roughly 3,000. And he's sitting there with the tablets. It says, like, don't kill. It says it right there, right? Don't have any idols before God. Nothing comes before God, God alone. So that's what they did with the tablets. So he gets so upset he breaks them. And he should, because they just violated the commandments. It says don't kill, and they just killed. So this poor guy, he's fasted 40 days and 40 nights with no food and no water. How brutal is that? No food is tough. That's not an easy one. I've done it. No food and no water? Oh, that's on a different level. That's basically saying I'm going to commit suicide unless God stops it. You're putting all your faith in God, that God's going to keep you alive with no food, no water. In the hospital, they call it like NPO, I think, nothing in your mouth. So no food, no water. You don't put anything in your mouth at all. NPO. It's a Latin term. I couldn't figure out what it meant. But, yeah, so you're not supposed to put anything. So he goes up there 40 days, 40 nights. He gets the commandments. He comes back down, immediately violates them by killing these people. And then in the rest of the Old Testament, it's basically written in blood. There's blood everywhere. And in the New Testament also, obviously the persecution of the Christians. But killing people is something we have never figured out as a species. And it's so sad because it was so clear. They didn't give them any commandments, right? They kept it pretty simple. Don't murder. Don't have any idols. They screw those up as soon as they come down off the hill. I don't get it. It's so ridiculous. And still to this point, we haven't figured it out. We haven't figured out that we're supposed to be herbivores, not omnivores, not carnivores, especially. So of the people on this list, these are the ones that, in my opinion, are most at fault because they should know better, right? They're supposedly made in the image of God. Okay. Well, if this was heaven, we wouldn't have things down here killing each other, clearly, because God told us we're not supposed to kill. It's simple. So hopefully we can fix this one. I don't know that we can fix the rest of these, especially in the wild. I don't think you can give them a special diet that will work. It's just not feasible. But like I said, this isn't the top floor. Horrible things happen here every day, unfortunately. And it seems like everything down here is flawed, including us, right? Including us. This is kind of like a test environment where we're allowed to screw up and then we're allowed to get penalized for those screw ups. And then hopefully, after we go through this process, hopefully just once, but we've learned enough and we are holy enough and sanctified enough that we can actually go to heaven and get out of here. Because if not, it's just going to be like a National Geographic episode where these things run around. They look cute until they start killing everything, right? I can't even watch National Geographic. As much as I like animals and vegan, I can't watch them. Because as soon as I turn it on and the cute thing with the fish going around, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty, it's cute, it's majestic, it's beautiful. And then like a killer whale will come in, or a shark or something, or a barracuda, and like just start killing things. I can't take it. I can't take the murder. So hopefully we can fix this animal down here, these humans, because they're not supposed to be crocodiles, they're not allosauruses, they're not hyenas, they're not dolphins, even though they're cute. Orcas, lions, wolves, no. And then I had this chart here. So you got the carnivores. Even when they're little, they look cute. I know you see the National Geographic, the kids see it like, oh, it's so cute. I get it. They look cute. But just like in my dream with those dogs, with those blue bandanas that were going towards the woods, they were hunting in a pack. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize what was going on. Because in my mind, they were individuals. The first one was injured. That was an individual animal. And he was running, but I could tell he was injured. And he was going towards the woods. So I think maybe he was trying to get me to get off the horse and like go after him to kind of get me separated, secluded, maybe. Then there was the other injured one that was going towards the woods. Now you would think, well, maybe they were attacked by the pack of animals that got the horse and the dog in the end. But I don't think so, because they had the same blue bandana on. So I think maybe they were in a pack or working together. And maybe they were trying to get me to hop off the horse so the other ones, like the working breeds, could attack me. Maybe. But they were all wearing the same gear, the same bandanas. And eventually they attacked. And it was very strange. But they were individuals. Like they were separated. They were individuals. But you could tell it was kind of coordinated. And as soon as they all decided, they all converged. I don't know if the two injured ones were there, but definitely like all the working breeds were there. And they just converged all at the same time and just destroyed this horse and this dog that was with me, this like pointer dog. But you look at these animals here, these herbivores, like these are in my opinion, like if this was a simulation or a game or something, like these are the good guys. These are the ones that just want to live and they're eating what we're supposed to eat, like fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and legumes and like green leafy, all that stuff. Like a vegan meal. That's what they're supposed to eat from the earth, right? Like the Garden of Eden, like what it's supposed to be. Not what this is currently. Not this. Right? Camels, cows, rhinos, kangaroos, wombats. I didn't know that. I would have looked at them and assumed maybe they were omnivores or carnivores, but even the cute little wombat, it's an herbivore. It's one of the good guys. Hippopotamus, although I hear they're very ferocious. They look kind of frumpy and like they wouldn't hurt you, but from what I've seen on like Discovery channels, those things will tear you up. So they are herbivores, but they're quite violent. So maybe I should take them off this list. I don't think, and the worst thing is, I don't even think they kill you to eat you. They just kill you to kill you. So maybe we'll take them off this list because they're kind of violent. But the rest of these elephants, they can trample you too. But we'll keep a couple of these herbivores. At least their diet is good. They're eating what they're supposed to eat. These omnivores, this is not good, right? And you can't hold it against them because these animals, unlike human beings, they don't know any better. These are animals. They don't have the higher thinking abilities that we do. They're not building bridges, although they can build some impressive things, but they're not built in the image of God, right? It says we're built in the image of God. So our goal here is to become like God, right? Not not like God in that sense, but to be holy like God. Let's clear it up. So our goal here is to become holy like God, to be sanctified so that we can eventually return to God, which is what our spirit wants to do. Our spirit deep down really wants to go home, doesn't want to be here with all of this nonsense. All of these omnivores and carnivores and death and destruction and rape and murder and greed and all this garbage, incest, all this crap that happens down here. It's just nastiness. So these guys, they're close. You know, some of them probably eat more meat than others. So, you know, it just goes. But either way, like this, in a perfect world, like in a Garden of Eden type situation, you would only have herbivores. And all the animals would get along. You wouldn't have these hippos going nuts on people and knocking them out of their canoes and beating them up. You know, and these elephants probably wouldn't be trampling people. So this is clearly, like I said, not the top floor. That's where we want to go. That's the game plan. So we have to live within God's will. We have to surrender our will to God, whatever God would like us to do, because we're trying to become that holy and that sanctified that we go home when our body perishes. So trapped in these bodies for some amount of time, differs for each person. And in that time that we have in these bodies, we're supposed to become sanctified. And then if we become sanctified and holy, when we die, we get to go home and get out of here, which would be ideal because this place is far from perfect. But these guys are almost okay. They do eat, you know, like vegetable diet. You know, they eat from the earth, except for they also eat animals, which is odd because a squirrel, you wouldn't think a squirrel. You see squirrels are always eating like nuts and seeds and stuff like that. And you think, oh, cool. They're you know, they eat, I think they eat mainly that stuff, but they also eat meat. I've never seen them eat meat, but that's what it says. I'm sure it's true. I looked it up. Bats, foxes, spider monkeys. And then you got these guys. These things are just treacherous. These are obligate carnivores. These poor things have to kill every single day to survive, and they different periods of time between their eatings, but you know what I mean. So these things will absolutely destroy you. The walrus, wild dog, jaguar, hyena, polar bears, sharks, alligators, tigers, lions, wolves. Yeah. You don't want this to be your spirit animal, okay? So these are the bad guys. And just like those dogs that I saw, which it says wild dogs, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't see dogs eating vegetables. Yeah, they're probably obligate carnivores too, just like cats. Like the ones we choose to keep as pets, the ones we like, are the obligate carnivores, oddly enough. Probably because like we've always eaten meat and like they were around and they started to realize that we drop scraps and they eat them, so we kind of got friendly. But these are kind of like the bad guys in the animal world, even though they don't know any better. I get that. They don't know any better. But in this place, it seems normal. But no one should be a carnivore. Like in a perfect place, nothing would destroy other things to eat them. That's just, it's nasty. And if you've ever seen the process in slow motion on National Geographic, I think you'll understand. You wouldn't want to live like that. You wouldn't want to be the one doing it. I hope that's true. And you definitely wouldn't want to be the one with a lion like on your neck, like waiting for you to die so it can tear open your stomach and eat your body. Like we do to animals. So that's the problem. So human beings, it's the one thing on this list that we can fix. It's this one at the bottom, the very, very bottom. This one should know better, but it doesn't, and we're working on that. So we should just take the humans and put them in this category here, the herbivores. And if we get them in that category, they'll be as perfect as they can be here, you know? And then while we're here in these vessels, right, in these bodies, we'll become perfect. We'll become holy like God is holy. And then when we die, we get to go home. And we don't have to be here anymore. Omnivores are close. They, they do eat animals, which is not good, but they don't know any better. So that's it. So I don't want to keep this video too long. It's just about this dream interpretation, and I've kind of gone off into the veganism, but it's related. So let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, they had the blue bandana dogs. They were running. Yeah, it's like they were individuals. They were spaced apart, kind of equally spaced, like maybe 200 yards, I guess, like 100 yards, 200 yards. The two injured ones, all the other ones were in perfect health. They were just walking that way. All of them were walking that way with the blue bandanas on. I eventually stopped. The horse was over there. It's rearing up on its legs with the pointer dog, I guess, trying to help it or something. And these working breeds, just like Siberian Huskies, like Golden Retriever, not Golden Retrievers, German Shepherds, stuff like that. They just absolutely destroyed it. Just tore them to pieces. They were going to kill it. So, and then I woke up. I was freaked out. And that was it. So that was the dream. So you can be Joseph on this one. You can interpret it. You can decide, discuss it amongst yourselves what that means. But they were like individuals. They looked like individuals to me. But because of the bandanas, I surmised that they were all working together. They were like a pack. They were like a pack of animals that seemed to be individuals, but they were actually working cohesively. And then at a certain point in time, they all attacked. So like when they got the go signal, when I finally hopped off the horse and the dog were alone, they just went and attacked it. They had circled it and attacked. So they were working almost like wild dogs or like wolves, basically. Wolves or hyenas. They were like hyenas, and they were just working in a pack. Yeah. So, yeah, they can pretend to be injured to get you to stop or to get you alone. Pack or mob hunters. That's what I surmised from it. So you be Joseph. You figured out this was definitely more than just a dream. This was one. I can tell when I have a dream that I'm either supposed to talk about or I'm at least supposed to think about. And if I don't make this video quickly, I know I look a little rough. I just woke up. But if I don't make the video quickly, like I'll forget the dreams. It's kind of how they work. They kind of fall out of your memory. So I figured I would make it. So take it for what it is. And like I said, you be Joseph. You interpret the dream. You decide what it means. But I just thought I was definitely supposed to remember it. So I figured why not make a video and let you know what's going on. But that's it. So I'll let you go before this gets too long. But just remember, God loves us, wants to give us the information so we can save ourselves, hopefully. Because, this isn't the penthouse. And we have to surrender our will to God's will to get into holy compliance, because this world is going to pull you away from God. The riches of this world, the distractions of this world is going to pull you away from God. It will try to. Just like those dogs that were walking off, like it will try to distract you. And then some other dogs will try to attack you, apparently. But that's it. So just remember that we're here to become purified and become sanctified. So as long as you have that in your mindset, that's your game plan when you wake up, is you're trying to become holy and purified, so that when these bodies eventually perish, and they will eventually perish, that you're ready for the next part of your journey. So I hope that was informative for you, and just go out there and focus. Like, primary focus, become sanctified, become holy. Surrender your will to God's will. So you have to kind of leave the world behind and focus on God and not this world. That's it. Have a great day.